Things haven't calmed down for you. You've copped a bit of a ban on YouTube, I hear.
Yeah, YouTube, it was a very bizarre set of circumstances because they basically issued me 3 strikes in one day and then suspended my account. And it was really very upsetting to see the way the media reported this, because they said Candace blames Zionists. I didn't blame Zionists. Zionists took credit for having this done. There was an account which began organizing online, which provided a step-by-step guide for people, other radicalized Zionists, I would say, to begin mass reporting my episodes.
And
they took credit. Yes, exactly. So it was really frustrating to see the media not reporting on that. And, this really all happened, I think, because of the success of my interview debate with Rabbi Shmuley. I went on to Piers Morgan and had a very well-watched interview, 3 million views. And then thereafter, boom, 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 strikes off of YouTube.
Target on your
accounts
back.
Suspended and demonetized.
Target on your back, Candace. Now, the demonetization... this is really hurting people. This is how cancel culture works. You get taken out and they make it hard for you to make a living. Does it represent a pretty big financial blow to be demonetized on YouTube?
Yeah, of course it's a financial blow, but of course we had always considered that plausibility because we know that there are censors and we have seen it happen to so many people in the past. We had always sort of prepared for a rainy day and had been quietly building our own platform in the background, which will be ready in January. And so obviously it was frustrating because for somebody to do something in broad daylight and say, this is what we're doing, we're going to start mass reporting her account for hate speech, and then for YouTube to respond to it, and for that to be allowed, it feels unfair. But you know what? One of the things I say is life is tough, get a helmet. Even if it is unfair, I'm going to have to adapt to that unfairness and remain positive about it. And so that's what we're doing. And then there's the other part of it. Because of how vicious and obvious it was, one of the videos, it was incredible. I had a sit-down conversation with Tristan Tate. Before we uploaded the video, we sent it for a manual review. And we asked YouTube to review it first and tell us if it was okay. YouTube came back and said, this video is okay. It's approved for all advertisers. Then the person started saying, let's mass report this account. And they took that video down and said it was hate speech. So YouTube is debating with YouTube here. But I think it's good. I think it's good and I'm eternal optimist, I think it's good for the public to see what's happening. I really do believe that I am well equipped for it. I'm a very happy, positive person. And I just think, and I think this is just me being a Catholic, but there is the light in this, which is that so many people are talking about it and they're just aghast at how obvious of an attack this has been.
Yeah. And I really do. Part of the platform that I've built is we had to, even at some expense, in a relative terms, not on the scale that you're working, we decided to build our own app and our own website. And we're doing very well on YouTube at the moment, but I'm always conscious that at the whim of an algorithm or some pressure group, that will be taken away from us. So you've got to build your own core, your own place in the world that you control. And that is about the means of distribution of media,
Yes, and one of the things that people should know is that with YouTube, it depends on the issue of the day. So there was a time where you couldn't say anything about COVID, or you would get strike, you're out. And that was when they were getting a lot of pressure applied from them, from the big pharma lobby. They didn't want any other alternative perspectives on the vaccine. And it was crazy to see how they were giving out strikes and deplatforming people who were like, hey, maybe wait a minute on the vaccine. Then came the wave of transmania, where you couldn't say, if you slightly misgendered someone, and you could be looking at a full-blown man in a wig, and if you misgendered that individual, they would hit you with a strike, and the trans lobbies were putting a lot of pressure on them to do that. And then that sort of passed. And right now, I think it really is sort of the Israel-Palestine issue that is getting a lot of pressure from various lobbies. On that,
and we probably don't. Well, I don't know if we would disagree on it, but it's not why I'm talking to you today, and people are allowed to have views that are different than mine, even though I don't like it. Candace.